have found the Alcazaba Theater Romano. So we are at the entrance of the Alcazaba, and just at the entrance, which is very handy indeed. You can probably see it behind me, a couple of people doing it now, getting a QR code so you can get a guided tour in quite a few different languages as you go around. And entrance is amazing, €3.50, so literally probably about £6 for the two of us in English pounds. So an absolute bargain, and let's not wait any longer and get inside this amazing fortress that is dominating this part of the town. Now, the Alcazaba was originally thought to have been built in the 7th and 8th century, and it served as a barracks for troops all the way through with the Romans and the rest of them that came after that for 10 centuries in total, right the way up to the 18th century. It was still used as a barracks. Now, these fortifications, the walls on the outside were perfect to stop any attack from any angle and any side, whether it came from the sea or whether it actually came from the land. Now, this next part that you see is the entrance to the vault. Now, these horseshoe arches were built around the 11th century, actually installed, and this L-shaped defensive part of the fort leading to the vault is very interesting indeed. And you can see just there that you've got the influence of the Romans with the pillars either side of another horseshoe shape entrance, so it curls all the way round, and it looks like we're going to go up onto the wall there. Wow, look at this. Oh my goodness me, it is really beautiful, isn't it? And what a view that is. I'm sure the views are going to get even more spectacular as we continue our way around this floor. I've got to be careful because there's a bit of a drop down there, so we'll keep an eye on that. Keep an eye. Whoa. Starting to get a bit busier. A few more tourists arriving to the area. So all around the edge of the fort, obviously you'd have the lookout towers. We can see a couple of citadels and cathedrals in the background, a few churches, the mountain ranges, and there's gardens all around this part of Malaga, which are very well looked after and look very impressive indeed. And I'm sure as the season progresses they will look even more impressive. So as we venture deeper and deeper into this beautiful little fortress, it becomes more and more magical as the gardens begin to blossom at the start of this season. So we're coming through the third and final outside entrance, which you can see behind me up there. Another horseshoe with a lintel held up by two Roman columns. It was Venetians who were apparently one of the very first settlers. Loads of photo opportunities, people clicking around all over the place, and I tell you what, who can blame them, because it is pretty spectacular. And for £3.50 you can't even get into Corfe Castle for £3.50. And so we step deeper into this fortress, and you can go all the way around the outside. As you can see, you can climb up on the walls. Well, not climb up on the walls, but you can walk up onto the walls. you can definitely see the different influences of the different nationalities, cultures and races over the years just by the architecture of this place. So you've just got to watch your footing, hence why I'm not doing my normal backwards walking and talking trick. So you see Sarah's behind, getting some more B-roll for you guys to enjoy. It's great to be able to take you along with us on these little journeys and adventures. Starting to get a little bit steeper the more we venture inside the fort. Like I said, it was believed to have been built around the 7th or the 8th century. And thank God, once again, we've got sunshine and it's staying dry for us. So if you're ever in Malaga, I hope you get the same pleasure. Oh my goodness, don't know whether you can see her in the background, but there's our ship. Our ship's out there, Sarah. Fantastic. That's definitely a photo opportunity, isn't it, guys? Wow.
How close it is, really.
Yeah, and Sarah's just made a very good point, guys. So there is a £4 shuttle bus that will take you to the centre of the town, and to here, of course, but it's not worth it. It's £4 one way, or €4 one way, €4 the other way. So you can walk in 20 minutes, and it does show you how close we actually are. And because this is situated on a hill, then you can see it from the ship just as you get off the ship. Now what you see behind me is known as the doorway of Christ, and this was the main entrance leading back down into the courtyard area. And this little hole that you may see down here, it's like a keyhole, and they gave it the name as the key or the doorway to heaven. So that's what that is just down there. Now, this beautiful area that you see behind me is known as the Weapons Patio area, and it's got a stunning view over the city's port. Now, it was designed with a Spanish Arabic feel to it by Fernando Fierro Strachan, and it looks like he did a very good job in the process as well. And they've kept it up to date, which is always a massive bonus. So as you journey around this beautiful fort in Malaga and you fancy a light refreshment, maybe a cup of tea or an ice cream or a little delicacy like a cake or something like that, or pastry, halfway around this fort you can see behind me there is a little coffee shop with toilets as well, so they cater for everybody. And also there's little water fountains if you don't fancy a tea or coffee, or you haven't brought any cash with you, then just check out the water fountains, and they are dotted all around the fort or the castle. So now we are about to venture. Just behind me there you can see the Alcazaba. That's the castle with inside the fortress walls, and it looks like, I'm not sure, we're gonna have to go and check that one out, but it looks like the amphitheatre might be down that way. I thought it was inside the centre of the castle. I may still be wrong, but there's a big circular building down there, and inside its big walls it might hold the amphitheatre. Look at those mountains in the background. You can imagine you know, they could see the enemy coming from all areas, from the north, from the south, from the east and the west. And the mountains, those paths go all the way up to the very, very top, as well. So what they would do, they would send the troops from the barracks up to the top to overlook the castle, protect the castle at all costs. Now this tower that you see here behind me on the western side of the fort is the highest tower on the hill, and it is the main entrance once you come out of the patio weapons area, which we saw a little bit earlier on the video. And you can see this drainage system on the floor. This was a major influence by the Romans when they actually occupied this part of Malaga. Now there have been many books written on this fort. One of them was the Muslims of Malaga, which was very popular indeed. And look at that beautiful fountain behind me there. How wonderful is that? And you can see one of the knights' crests up on the wall behind me. And like I said, this tower here is one of the largest, well, the largest actually on the hill, to defend the western part of the fort. Let's continue our adventure and our journey. Again, you can see all of the little shooting slots that are dug out into the fortress as well. We are in the inner part. There's like an old bath there. Excellent, love it. Very good. What I will say, if you are going to visit, obviously wear something comfortable, something with grips. We are lucky today that the weather is sunny, but I imagine in the wet weather it could be quite slippery because of the tiles and things on the floor. And again, trainers I would advise, because it is a little bit uneven in parts of it. Let's have a look up here. Man, the views, the higher you get, obviously the views just get better and better. But we are in the highest point of the fort now, overlooking the port. We are now standing in the Pavilion of Oranges. These trees around us, and would at one point have all been orange trees. I'm stood in the centre, and as you can see, there are two little pools that used to be used obviously for bathing and things like that. And all around here you can see the decorative tiles and the outcuts. You can see there's a big Venetian influence, there's a big Arabic influence here as well. So over the years, little bits have been added, little bits have been taken away, and the pieces that you see on the B-roll are pieces that were found in and around the fort itself. But this would have been a very nice area. You'd have probably had musicians in here as well. So as you come through and out of the Pavilion of Oranges with those two little dip pools, they were for more personal. You come into another tiny little courtyard where you would have a communal pool. So you would get at least 10 to 12 people in there at a time. And again, you would have music, there would be food laid out so they could just help themselves and relax and just enjoy the sunshine. Because as you can see, it's open air, so you'd get a lot of sunshine and the wind would be blocked, so it was the perfect place just to relax and unwind. Again at the top of this fantastic fort and castle. Look at that for a viewpoint, look at that for a skyline, simply stunning. Okay guys, so a few quick tips when you come to this magnificent place for a little visit. Make sure that you get here around 9 o'clock, because from 11 o'clock onwards, you can see behind me the queues are starting to form to get in. And the other good tip that I would give is make sure that you've got some sensible footwear, because it's a little bit unsteady. There's lots of steps to go up and down, and if it's wet you could easily slip. So do wear good foot clothing, and we'll see you again very soon.
Travel, tour.